Hello, this is Blue Diamond Coasters, and I'm here at Dorney Park, even though it's only March, and park doesn't open for another like 2 months or so. That's because I'm here for the Dorney Park Winter Chill Out event. This is an event that they only just started last year, I believe, but I know Cedar Point's been doing their own version of Winter Chill Out for a while, and Dorney Park decided to join them, so I'll be heading on in. We're going to be taking some behind-the-scenes tours, going to the water park, Talon. Not exactly sure of the whole itinerary, so kind of going in a bit blind. Now, while this may be my first winter chill out event, this isn't the first time I've been at Dorney over the winter. In fact, a little over a year ago, I did a construction tour with Ace of Iron Menace. Now, as of the recording of this, I actually still haven't even released that video. I've been really behind in editing videos, but that was a good construction tour. Yeah. Anyway, let's head on in and check out Dorney Park's Winter Chill Out event. Alright, we made it inside the park, and I'm not joined alone. I've been joined by this guy over here. What's your YouTube channel name again?
I forgot.
Well, Asked Coaster Fan?
I think it's
East Coaster Fan?
Allister.
East Coast fella.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, we're both here to do the winter chill out together. In fact, it was kind of you that like convinced me to come here, and you were saying today was going to be a nice weather today.
It is.
I mean,
Good day.
better than Cedar Point's typical winter chill out temperature, but we're going to be starting our tour soon.
Thank you so much for joining us for the 2025 Winter Chill Out. If you didn't know, 100% of the ticket proceeds today go to LVHN, Reilly Children's Hospital. So big thank you to you. They couldn't be with us here this afternoon, but they were here this morning, and they expressed their gratitude for all of you contributing to the great services they provide to children in our area, which of course is our mission, to provide better fun for a better world, and specifically our area's children. So thank you for being here for this. You're going to get a behind-the-scenes tour of Hydra as well as Talon. We're also going to take you into Wildwater Kingdom today, so you can see our water park enhancement project in transition. So what that means is we're actually getting started on construction of the new gift shop as well as a new bar. So you're going to get to see us kind of working through that process. We have experts at each station that you'll get to talk to, whether it's maintenance, retail, entertainment. So you're going to go in the theater, kind of see some of the behind the scenes, some of our mascot materials, all that kind of stuff. So it's really exciting. We're also going to feed you today, not just snacks in Whitewater Tavern, but also Parkside Pavilion. So you're going to get a taste of 2025. We're really excited for that. Executive Chef Allison, it has everything ready for you there. So we're really excited. But for now, thank you so much for being here. And we're going to kickstart Winter Chill Out.
Looks like Wave Swinger is currently dismantled for off-season maintenance. But they got plenty of time. They got about 2 months and this thing will be up and running.
All right, everybody set. Thank you so much again for coming to the 2025 Winter Chill Out. We had a great crew this morning. You guys look enthusiastic too. So I will ask before I start the presentation, how many of you are passionate about roller coasters or amusement theme parks? Go ahead. Okay. All right. That helps me kind of get an idea of what my audience is like, so that when I'm saying things about different parks or different rides, I'm hoping that you guys will understand. The real reason why we're here today, other than our love of roller coasters and theme parks, is to support a great partner of ours, which is LVHN, Reilly Children's Hospital. So we actually were able to last year, thanks to some of you in the crowd, and folks last year go and deliver a $10,000 check from this event just from the ticket proceeds with Snoopy at Reilly Children's Hospital. And we know that all of that really allows them to work programming in, as well as provide resources for families in need to help children in the Lehigh Valley and really Eastern Pennsylvania and our region. So thank you for that. It was really special to be a part of that, and it's a special deal for us, I think, to have this again this year. A little bit about me. I'm the public relations. I realize I didn't go into this a whole lot this year, but I'm the public relations manager for Dorney Park. I've been in this position for 3 years. I hit my 3-year mark in February, and I was bestowed the honor, actually at the beginning of this year, to take over Great Adventure as well. So now you'll see my title, instead of just being public relations manager for Dorney Park, is public relations manager for the East region. Well, what is the East for Ryan? It's New Jersey and Pennsylvania. So I am also now leading the efforts at Great Adventure, and a lot of you have already asked this morning, a lot of people asked this morning and then this afternoon, are you going to do Ride for a Cause at Great Adventure? Are you going to do a Winter Child at Great Adventure? Certainly, if you know me, you know that I like to break my own back, so it will certainly be a goal. I need to get a better feel for the team before we can start making those types of decisions. And honestly, I'm kind of getting into it a little bit later. We've got to open a new roller coaster there, so not quite ready. But I'm so thankful we have such a great team here at Dorney. They've really kind of taken the lead on this one this year. I haven't been around every single day like I normally am, and they've done a great job. Before Jessica comes up, I did want to mention, since I am, I guess, the regional Six Flags representative these days, that you have a really special opportunity this year to get a gold pass with Dorney Park, as you all know. And you can make it your home park, which we love. But on top of that, you can get an all-park passport. So if Marshall clicks through to the next one, the all-park add-on this year will allow you to experience all of the great Six Flags parks. So you could even see a Great Adventure, or New England, or King's Dominion. So you have that opportunity. So you could say, hey, Dorney Park is my home park, and now you can say, I get the all-park passport, and I can go ride Raptera, or the Flash Vertical Velocity, hang out with Brian and opening week of Great Adventure, and that is not the green one that I've love-lost relationship with. That's hospital too. You can also go to Cedar Point and experience that ride with Simon's Curse this year as well. Did want to mention, looking way ahead, another cool reason to do the all-park passport, outside of just being connected to Dorney Park, which is my favorite part. There's a lot of great things coming in 2026 to the chain for Six Flags. We have a lot of great investment on the way. You can see some of those there. I'm sure you've heard about some of those. A lot of different enhancements. A lot of new rides throughout the chain. If you like to go to Kings Island, Family Thrill Attraction up there. If you like Great Adventure, there's a ride up there for that as well. So I won't get into those too much, but just another plug for Six Flags and all the great things we have going on. Wow, okay. I'll just let it play out. Wildwater Kingdom, if you didn't know, opened in 1985. It is 2025, so that means it is 40 years old. I'm gonna let this play, so maybe you guys can earworm. Just drive it home. Yeah. So I want to. Back in 1985, believe it or not, we had, I don't know if it was the world's first, I think they deemed it the world's first, but we had an inland surfing competition on the original wave pool, which you will be near today, and the contestants hated it. Television loved it, and you can still find articles on Google, so I encourage you to look that up. But that's how long Wildwater Kingdom has been successful. I don't think any of us ever envisioned how big it would get with 2 wave pools and 2 lazy rivers and dynamic pitch structures. And that's why this year, Jessica's going to talk a little bit more about it. We're reinvesting in the water park. Jess has kind of led our team on some dynamic ideas on how to kind of lean into the 40th. And these are some pictures. Actually, I jumped ahead of myself. We do have some photos from when we first constructed it 40 years ago. This is back in 1985 here on Hamilton Boulevard. This is pretty much all you would have seen. We had 5 attractions that year in 1985. And this is current year. If you click it, listen. Oh man, cool. I put it in the background of this one too, just for you. But this is some of the video just from 2023 and 2024, so you get an idea of kind of how it's changed. I'm just really proud of this drone video and how it turned out, so I think I just put it in here just for you guys, because we worked hard on this flight. It was actually a season preview both years, 23 and 24, we were able to accumulate this. So that is the wave pool I was talking about, 1985. Look how beautiful that still looks, which is a testament to our bathing scene and our aquatics team. They're incredible. It's still beautiful. We actually used this for a big event for the Meg 2, Jason Statham. We had like a premiere here in the wave pool back in 2023, which is the most random thing that's ever happened in my time here. We can click through, Mark. We can let Jessica talk about the water park enhancement project and what's happening in the Wildwater Kingdom.
And I will not go into all the details on this because you will have stops on your tour at these locations, and there will be people there to ask questions, to give you more information. But we have had some things reach end of life, being Lightning Falls. So it's kind of like a retrack, but it's better than a retrack. It's definitely an upgrade. But we are getting new fiberglass and new slides from Whitewater West this year. Cedar Point is getting the exact same ones because they were twin rides that had met in the line at the same time. So I think this will be great though. It's definitely an upgrade. It is a tube slide and you will be able to see, I don't know if you can see it here, but there's like polka dots over here and there's like lines, but it'll give you a different experience when you're going through the tunnel portions than what we currently have. So you'll actually get to see some fiberglass out there today, and then Kristen, our director of ops, and Steph, our aquatics manager, will be there to answer more questions as it pertains to this new ride. You have to remember that I'm a ride operator, right? So when I got here, I'm looking at our load gates, and they're all push gates. And I've never seen that before in my life. And the operators have to tell everybody, push the gates, push the gates. I'm like, oh my gosh, I lose my mind. So we're getting air gates, which means that the operator can open the gates and the pneumatic air will open them up for the guests, and the operators will have to ask people to push. We're slowly getting there, guys. We're slowly getting there. But I've made it my life goal to get pneumatic gates everywhere. Hear that called pneumatic gates on all coasters. So we're slowly getting there, but it's something that brings me joy and Ryan joy.
Yes.
Hopefully some of you joy. And when we find that we get more throughput and higher capacity, hopefully we'll bring you guys more joy too. Because what do you want?
All wrapped up with the presentation, and it was basically East Coasters presentation all over again, or most of it was carried over.
You don't need to be a part of ACE though.
I guess, yeah. So now we're split off into our 2 groups. Me and Sean are in the Talon group. Although we're not starting at Talon, I think we're actually going to be starting over here at Hydra.
So I'm going to go over just a few of the panel view screens that we use throughout the course of the day for running and for maintenance purposes, especially during a ride stoppage. So for the first thing I want to go over is how the rides work. Now typically, Hydra and Talon, since they were both put in together, so close together, their systems are almost identical, and all their screens are almost identical with the exception of track layout differences and things involved with it. So fundamentally how they work is they have PLCs, which are called programmable logic controllers. In the era in which those 2 rides were made, they actually have redundant controllers, which means they have 2 computers running the ride, and they're that way for redundancy purposes. So one controller doesn't do everything. So for example, if it wants to open a brake, both controllers have to agree with the information that they're seeing and that it's okay for that brake to open. It's an added safety feature. It actually brings to the old phrase, 2 heads are better than 1 to life. the block zone screen. This is basically the screen that operations is going to be on throughout the day. And it's basically just your running track. In your top left, it's going to have an OK button here. Whenever there's an alarm, it'll flash red and it'll give you a number. It tells you what mode you're in, whether you're in auto, manual, or transfer mode. Along your running track, you have these circles and you have these green boxes. The green boxes are photo eyes. We'll talk about those a little more in a few minutes. When they're green, that means there's nothing flagging them, there's nothing in front of them, everything's good. When they're red, that means they see some kind of obstruction.
Danger zone because it comes within 8 feet of the ride safety envelope, which is basically anywhere that you can reach from the ride itself. And you do require a lockout to go inside. Pretty familiar with like a lockout or tag out. Any kind of heavy machinery, there needs to be a way to de-energize it. So normally when we go in here, every person who walks in will apply their lock to the ride when the power is off to enter it. However, the ride power is locked out by maintenance right now, and there are no trains on the track, so it's perfectly safe.
One fun fact we just learned from our tour guide, this building here isn't part of Hydra. This is actually the pressure room for Dominator, where they keep the like air storage tanks. So they put it here just kind of like because they didn't really have anywhere else to put it and keep the noise of it down. But it's kind of crazy because I'm used to triple towers where our pressure room is right below or right behind the towers. Meanwhile, this is like a couple like 100 feet away.
Table. The two heads in the front are the original ones back in the 1940s and 1960s. They were donated by a very good friend of the park who knows a lot about the history of the park and wanted to turn them over to us so we can do our best to preserve them.
This is where the trains come to get taken apart and inspected. Through. We will strip both trains down completely, take them all apart, inspect all pins, shafts. We have a third party come in, and they will do an inspection on all the welds and all the service critical shafts and components that the manufacturer wants us to check, and they do what's called an NDT inspection, which is non-destructive testing. An example of that would be we'll take a part, and we'll spray a solution over it, and then we'll magnetize that part. And then they'll look at it under a black light in a dark room. And then if it was a happen crack or indication of anything on it, that would not be okay. It would show up with a highlighted color, something like that, or the bright stripe there. And then it obviously either be repaired if it can be, or destroyed and replaced.
So B&M requires us to do a daily visual inspection of all the track. We do that from the ground as we're doing our low area checks. We also do some of it from the lift. You can see a lot from the air, and you get a different perspective on things when you're kind of up above it. A quarterly basis, B&M requires us to inspect this track. They call it a close visual inspection 4 times a year, quarterly. One of those times, which kind of falls into the annual part, is a torque check on 5% of our fasteners. There's 8,500 bolts on this ride. And at 5%, you're looking at 450 bolts that have to be confirmed that they're torqued properly. There's a couple ways you can do this. The old school way with a giant 8-foot-long torque wrench, but that kind of makes things a little tricky at 135 feet in the air. A automatic torque gun, so you can preload a torque into the base of this gun, pull the trigger, and it will torque and undo the gun on itself. Or a torque multiplier. So instead of using that 8-foot-long torque wrench, we have this little guy here. It is geared down to 27 to 1. So you spin this 1 revolution, this spins 27 times. So that allows us to, instead of pulling 1,300 foot-pounds at 135 feet in the air, we can pull 30 with a half-inch torque wrench. Something else that also aids us in our visual inspection, something that we are trying to implement this year, is that is our new drone. It takes a FAA certified pilot to fly, along with a level 2 NDT inspector running the camera. For all the tech people out there, it is a 1080p camera with a 200x zoom. We'll put that in perspective a little bit. If you write a letter B on the lift of the landing, 1 inch by 1 inch, this will pick it up. 1080p at 30 feet per second frame rate. Not that we'll ever do this, but it does do 53 miles an hour. These are some of the common fasteners that we use on this ride. You guys can hold them. I need them back there. Feel free to look around the ride, take some pictures. You can walk down that end of our brake line, or up here, or you can come back and look at the trains. They're from here. Okay.
Done with Talon. Now crossing underneath it, head over to Wildwater Kingdom. You see their revamped water slide is still being built.
So to orientate you, this is the entrance to the water park is right here, right? And so these are the 2 first entrances you walk into it. And this gift shop particularly, Tradewin, is our main gift shop in the water park. We have a couple carts and kiosks and places, but this is really our only store. This store, during the summer, does more money than Good Time Gifts at the front of the park. Which, if you think about that, it is crazy. Because you think about how much longer, right, Good Time Gifts is open, even just like hours in the day, right, how much longer it's open, but also how much bigger that store is compared to that store. If you've ever been in that store, it's not a very good shopping experience. It's an L-shaped store, which is not very guest-friendly in how you navigate through, right? It's also like broken up, has 2 different cash wrap areas, so sometimes you don't know where to go to. It has a bunch of pillars throughout it, so it's not optimal. Someone earlier in the day said to me, it's like, it's a claustrophobic store. And I said, you're right. And the reason why it's a claustrophobic store is because the ceiling is so low. So the ceiling is at the 8.5-foot mark. And the reason why that is, if you look here, this whole runway, this used to be the front gate of this park. So it's built, buildings were built not to be what they were. They were front gate of the park, it was a ticket area and all that stuff. So there's a lot of electric and network and different things that are going on in the top of that store. So we weren't able to raise the ceiling enough. So we can't do anything above 8 feet because you literally can't bring it up any higher. And then you see the back part of the store is a low point anyway. And in a typical retail area that you go in, you merchandise to the 8-foot mark, and then anything above it is display. Pictures, mannequins, different things to like guide you to where it's supposed to be. Well, you couldn't do that here, and it was really uncomfortable, and it wasn't great. So I knew that the store could do more. So we're trying to figure out what we want to do. We could demolish the store. Probably not the right thing to do. So we decided that we were going to swap these two buildings. So now this building is going to be the new gift shop and be trade winds, and that side is going to be the bar that has been existingly here. So here's some pictures about what this is going to look like, and you see some drawings of what the inside is going to be. It'll be a much more pleasant experience. It's a straight shot, right, one all the way through, and a ton more storage. So what was hard about this store, and think about how much product is going through a store if it's making almost as much money as Good Time Gifts, right? So if you look, you see these two brown roofs right here? The one on the left is the entire storage for that store. It is a 10 by 20 shed. That was all of the storage for that entire store. The roof on the right is the storage for Dippin' Dots. It is the same size building. One is Dippin' Dots, and one is that entire store. So now the team that works here, there's a bunch of storage now in the back of this bar area, and it is twice the size of what that storage is right there, just for them. Plus they keep that shed, and then there's another storage area in the back of this shop. 2 fitting rooms versus the 1 fitting room we had before. 1 centralized cash wrap area. There'll be digital signage behind the cash wrap. We're gonna have a big section for water shoes, because water shoes is the #1 item that we're selling.
So as you can see, the structure is the same. We took the slide pieces down. If you look behind you, actually, you can see the blueprint of what the new slides are going to look like. And I'll talk to you a little bit about the track length. So on the right is slide A, and on the left is slide B.
We're now going
area just passes the formal stop.
very, very deep into behind Wildwater Kingdom. Like, there's some houses over there. Not sure where we're going.
Parkside Pavilion and Fest House. So between those locations, this one actually does a lot of the catering and the commissary for the entire park. So Harris years as an executive sous chef before I moved up here to take the executive chef role.
So we just went into the kind of catering area and here in the Parkside Pavilion, tried out some food. That fried tasty cake thing was really, really good. I almost grabbed a second one. It was so good. So to wrap up the tour, they brought us over here. They have a little merch stand, some new Iron Menace shirts, including some Hydra shirts that for the anniversary. And with that, that wraps up Winter Chill at Dorney Park. Overall, this was a really great event. I mean, on top of, you know, supporting a great cause, it was really cool just to experience definitely a large variety of behind the scenes. Normally during ACE events, you maybe like will just do a backstage tour of Talon or just of Hydra or just of the kind of makeup area. But here you got to see pretty much everything, every aspect of the park, the retail, the food, the maintenance, the entertainment, all in only a few hours. And also during the off season when everything is just kind of like really busy as they're starting to ramp up towards the season. So yeah, I had a great time. Now, this was also your first Winter Chill event. What did you think of it?
Yeah, so what I really like about Winter Chill Out compared to other ACE events, which, I mean, I love those ACE events as well, but with those, the park is open and you're doing 1 or 2 of the things that we did today, just because there's so much going on. Here, the sole focus was the tours, and I felt that everyone here giving us information was so passionate, working on different projects around Dorney Park, and we were able to get so much great insight. So, on top of supporting a great charity with Lehigh Valley Children's Hospital, we got to see some cool stuff.
So pretty much exactly what I said. Thanks, Sean.
No problem. I read a dictionary.
So just to wrap things up, make sure you guys do your usual. If you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, including ones from Dorney Park, be sure to subscribe. Make sure you also follow at Blue Diamond Coasters on Instagram and TikTok, if TikTok is still around. And you can follow this guy.
Yeah, you could follow Allister on Instagram and YouTube.
So until next time, this is Blue Diamond Coasters.
This is Allister.
Later.